Make sure your body is comfortable. This is any things that we got to do in the future, any projects, any practical stuff can wait. So it's a special time in a way that we don't need to figure out anything, we don't have to do anything, don't have to plan anything. So it's a time for uh, coming back within ourselves, catching up within ourselves, becoming aware of the present moment as it is. So we can start with a few minutes of being aware of the process of breathing, keeping the attention on the process of breathing. Whenever thoughts arise, we notice but don't stick to them. The best we can, not allowing ourselves to escape into the yesterday and tomorrow, just now. Being present to the body, sensing the body, sense the belly rising and falling with each breath. We are not suppressing thoughts. This actually creates more pressure. Seeing these thoughts, images as waves or clouds floating through the sky. We can now shift gears from just watching the breath and take a few seconds to notice the sensations of the contact between the body and the chair, the floor. And give all the weight onto those contact areas. And relax the jaw, the face. And from time to time, I will use the bell, awareness bell. Whenever you hear it, what it really means. If the bell had a voice, it would say, right now, right now. Use the bell as a reminder to just stay in the present moment, allowing. If the bell finds you already present, use the bell to reaffirm your you're living in the now. And, keep noticing thoughts that come as pictures, flashes, random stuff. And notice how when you are just witnessing some mental formation, if you don't stick to it, if you don't fall asleep with it, it kind of dissipates. It's just like a cloud that is blown by the wind. Notice the fading away of thoughts. It's like a wave, they reach a shore. Notice how thoughts actually they appear out of this aware silence and they collapse back into this aware silence. And notice that these thoughts are not continuous. Before the thought, after the thought, we just are. There is this, the isness, they call it in Zen, the sense of being. Yeah, so bring now your awareness to the experience of the world as it appears to you. And with the eyes closed, it comes as sounds in this room, sounds in this room, in outside, sound of our own body. Ultimately, these thoughts, some of them are like sounds in our head. Yeah, so notice that and stay with that as opposed to the inner TV stations. Just being present to hearing. You can use hearing as an anchor into the present. Notice that we wouldn't hear anything unless there was first awareing. It's not the body that is hearing, it's this presence which is hearing through the body. Train yourself to find the present more interesting than the wanderings of the mind. They are so repetitive, same thoughts over and over. Train yourself to be more interested in what's in the here and now. Now let's continue exploring our experience besides thoughts and sounds. There is the experience of our body. So turn your awareness towards the inner body and simply observe without trying to change anything, without commenting, without trying to figure out. Contemplate sensations, feelings, emotions, contractions, energies. With an attitude of fully welcoming them, as opposed to wanting to get rid of anything. So check your experience and observe whatever energies are present in the chest, in the belly, and fully allow them to be as they are. Simply noticing them like a scientist, location, size of those sensations, what kind of sensations. We are just observing, like in Discovery Channel. So usually it takes some time for them to come out of the woodwork, out of busyness. So if some of us feel some unpleasantness, that's good. It's not a problem. Just let go resisting it and release custody of them. And give up trying to do anything about them. Body sensing with benevolent indifference. Also, sometimes we have this tendency to, if there's something unpleasant, to focus into it. Actually, it's not so skillful to do that. So if you can still do body sensing, but don't focus into any particular area. Have this more like a diffuse, panoramic sense of awareing. So far, I took you on a little systematic exploration of these thoughts, hearing, and the body. Now, for a few minutes, we are going to be present to all of them without focusing in any of them in particular. So being present to the totality of these appearances, thoughts, sensations, sounds. without trying to change, without escaping. No goal. Remember to have this open attention, not focusing, not checked out. Like you see if we are viewing a huge landscape, having a panoramic sense of awareing. Now, notice that the sensations and the thoughts, they all appear, they appear onto something. And they fade away back into something. We can call it this inner aware spaciousness, this aware background, sky, it's kind of empty, still emptiness, whatever. So see if you can, by opening your attention, notice this aware spaciousness. It's like all the content, thoughts, feelings, and sounds, they are like reflections in a mirror, or as the clouds and birds passing through the sky. What we are interested now is being less interested in the clouds or the reflections. We are interested in the background. We can't focus into it, so open your attention. Now become aware of the fact that you are aware. The fact that there's hearing, its very words, or sensing in your gut. This implies that there is awareness here. It's always on. So being conscious of being aware. My teacher says that this great definition of consciousness, of awareness, of presence. The presence or consciousness is that, whatever it is, which is hearing right now. He also adds that it is that, whatever it is, which is, I mean, that is perceiving. It's not just restricted to sounds. Whatever it is, doesn't matter how we call it, but it is real. Without it, we wouldn't, there's been no life. No experience, you know? We wouldn't have thoughts, feelings, sensations, sounds, pleasure, pain, nothing without this, that which perceives it. So part of this meditation is to help us discover this dimension within ourselves, that which is perceiving. Why? Because that's the direction towards happiness and peace. It's not towards the next girlfriend or boyfriend or the next drug or the next vacation. The more we get in touch and aware of this dimension of presence, which is already here, the more it starts to emanate a certain perfume of okayness, of causeless peace. In this Indian tradition, they have this technique that is helpful to help us become aware of what we are, become aware of this presence. It's called self-inquiry, and it goes like that. We use this question. There are about 2 or 3 questions. They are synonymous, these questions. It's the same question, it's just put in different ways. And the idea is that you will hear Mihai putting the question, or you can say it yourself on your own. And then you are just, this question is not meant to be answered with the mind, because the mind doesn't know. It may think it knows, so the mind may come up with some thoughts, even some deep, wise thoughts to answer it. But the way to practice this self-inquiry is you drop the question and just stay aware and use the question to explore what the question is about. So we can try now. And they call it that the self-inquiry is the most direct path towards awakening. And it has great benefit in stopping thoughts, stopping problems. So the question is, what is aware of your experience right now? You simply wait, just be aware. Initially, the mind will say something, so you may have some thought. If that is the case, realize that this is a thought. A thought is not aware. This is a thought. It's not the answer. Even if the mind says, well, it's awareness that's aware, it's also still a thought. So if the mind comes up with some answer, we can say another question like, to whom does this thought appear? So the idea is to drop these questions and then just remain in this aware silence somehow. This question, they actually have the effect of short-circuiting the mental chatter. So I'll say some more different variations. It's the same question. What is aware of sounds right now? Whatever sensations we have in the body, we can ask ourselves. We ask these questions and then we direct our attention. You know, we are investigating. It's not like in school, like, hey, Jimmy, what's the answer? And you say the answer. It's more like, hey, I'm looking, I'm checking. So see if you notice any sensation in your body that is definite somewhere, distinct. Then we can ask the question, what is aware of these sensations in my gut? The classical self-inquiry question is, what am I? What am I really? The mind may produce, well, images of your body in the past, or you'll say, well, I'm a man or a woman or white or I'm whatever, something. But those are images, memories, thoughts, and we are not an image, memory, or thought. So we can ask, to whom do these images and memories appear? The mind may say, well, it's me. Okay, what am I? So I invite you on your own time to play with this. Um, it can be very effective when you have some recurring obsessive negative thoughts or something, and you can use this question, self-inquiry, as a like spiritual grenade that disperses the thoughts. So if you have some nagging thoughts that they are sticky, don't give you a break, you can ask, to whom do these thoughts appear? And this in itself will be like, it opens the space, and actually it evokes actually the answer. Just the answer is that, whatever it is, which is present and aware right now. This self-inquiry is meant to, you can also do it in the midst of activities or during meditation. Ask what is aware, then wait. This may quiet the mind and you just sense this nothing, this aware of nothing. Well, that is somehow the answer, but it needs to open itself up. And then when thoughts come again, ask, okay, what am I? To whom do these thoughts appear? Again, it creates some space and quieting the mind. Self-inquiry goes well with meditation or mindfulness. They help each other. And through this technique, they say, and it is true, that if this technique will work if one is really interested. So if you are not really interested, then don't do it. Or do it later when you're more interested. But this technique is like it's like again jump starting. It's trying to it generates glimpses towards our true identity. So for the last minute or two, just do nothing. Allowing oneself to just be.